Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're out on beautiful Lake Chickamauga. It's an awesome fall day. First day that I actually get to wear a sweatshirt all day long. And so far, we're getting some mixed results. We found some areas that we're able to catch some fish, even caught a 6-pounder. And then we also have some areas that we're not catching fish. And it kind of dawned on me that I've talked very favorably about the pattern during the fall of, going into the backs of creeks and focusing on the shad pattern, right? Because the shad migrate from the main lake into the backs of the creeks oftentimes during this time of year. Not oftentimes, pretty much every single year you see that migration. If you go in the backs of the creeks right now, you're gonna find lots of shad. But one thing I don't really mention is the fact that just because you find the bait fish doesn't mean that you're gonna catch them. And I think that that's really important because you're on this channel to learn something, and I don't want you to go out there and think that every single time you find bait fish, you're going to start catching some fish. Now, I will go out on a limb and say that every time you find bait fish, you're probably around bass. But again, that doesn't guarantee that you're actually going to catch anything at all. And so I wanted to just kind of talk on that real quick, because one of the things that the bits of feedback that I get is like, anglers doing what I'm telling them to do, and then they don't catch anything. And during this time of year, the biggest challenge that you have is also your greatest asset at the same time, and that is the presence of bait fish. When you go into the back of a creek like this right here, which is full of bait, right now we're in pretty shallow water, but you can see them on live scope right there. You got a little school. Pretty much everywhere you turn the trolling motor, there's schools of bait. So there's a ton of bait fish back here. But one of the things that I've found is if you're not catching fish around these bait fish, it may be because there's too much bait. There's too much food for these fish. And oftentimes, if there's too much shad in an area, you need to avoid that and find the places that still have that shad presence, but you don't have just wall to wall schools of shad. You actually have enough to keep fish engaged and not get too full, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So if you're in an area not catching fish, but you're positive the fish are there because there's a ton of bait fish, that may be exactly what's going on. So don't get discouraged. One of the key things during the fall is just covering water. Find those areas that have the presence of bait, but maybe they don't have too much. So really, that's just all about eliminating water, covering water, and that is just a part of fall fishing, as it is with most seasons, most transition periods. So you just got to find those areas that are popping. So anyways, guys, just wanted to do this video to kind of reinforce you guys that are trying to follow what I'm saying in the backs of these creeks during fall, but you're not seeing the results. It may not be you, it may just be because there's too much for the fish to eat. So anyways, guys, just wanted to do this real quick PSA video, I guess you'd call it. I need to get back to fishing because I just saw a couple fish bust over here. So we're gonna pick up the buzz bait, beat the bank a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and if you have a comment, drop that below. I'm gonna see you out in the water. Trust the process.